but it means that obviously MRCY was able to survive the banning phase as well. So we could see MRCY go over to the side of ASV once more. There we go. They do prioritize the Xayah, and rightfully so, right? I mean, they had a fantastic game too. The performance on Xayah was pretty phenomenal, but I don't feel like they're going to get that support Camille this time around to try and aid the Xayah in the Baron lane, which we saw the original rotation, right?
Yeah, I mean, no Mercy's Kimmel support was insane the last time around. Like that was such a crazy pick that I wasn't expecting, but it worked out in the end. You know, as you mentioned, the kind of the utility, the ultimate coming on through. I think even built Zeke's convergence in the end. So just really locking someone down with the ultimate and making it so difficult to try and escape. So that's really interesting to see that still could be a possibility in this game, but whether they want to go for that again is another thing. You know, I think it was kind of the game plan last time with Shyvana being picked in the jungle. They're like, okay, if we just play a super aggressive support that can jump over walls, give us vision, then we're able to take that as an advantage to, you know, try and shut down the Shyvana.
Yeah, I mean, they go for the MRCY, and I feel like it's only right. It's been having a great performance in this game, in this day, to be honest, because I think pretty much every team that's had the MRCY has potentially won, if I'm correct in remembering. I mean, it's only been, the matter of 2 hours, and I've clearly forgotten, so there we go. But we'll see what it is. Actually, I've got it written down on my other page, you silly boy. Right, where is it gone? MRCY win. Yeah, so it's a 100% win rate so far, so MRCY for the win, clearly.
Maybe. Is that going to be the difference? Is ASV going to turn things around, and are they going to make it a 2-1? We'll have to wait and see.
Is the Gragas going to be the stirring pot here? Is that going to be able to be the better pick than the Shyvana from last game? I mean, is it going to be jungle? Is it going to be mid? We don't know yet. It could be Baron lane. There's a big pick there. We know it's not going to be in the support role. We can probably see that the MRCY is going to fit back into that role nicely. They do ban out the Olaf again. They don't want that to come through, even though I'm pretty sure... Actually, no, it wasn't themselves. It was No Mercy. I got this mistake again wrong in game 2. Come on, Blam. Wake up. Wake up. Pay attention. The Ezreal and the Sevilla ban in this last part is just focusing those potential ADCs onto the side of ASV. But they could go for Ziggs again like they did in game 2. But I feel like they need a little bit more power. Maybe the Zeri comes and shines through once more.
Yeah, I think it just depends on the side of ASV, like what they're going to take in terms of the kind of the role swaps, if they do any role swaps again. Because looking at the order, it looks like Aqua might be going to the jungle, but I'm not too sure if that's actually a role swap for ASV or if they're just in the wrong order. I'm not too sure. I think we'll have to wait and see when the game actually happens itself. But Morgana being banned away as well is a pretty nice ban. Gwen being picked up again. Same as game number 1 for No Mercy. Didn't really work out in game number 1, unfortunately, but that Gwen pick was definitely a lot of power, and it was Gwen mid lane last time, so it'll be interesting to see what the matchup is going to be against the Gwen mid lane, because this time around, ASV are the ones that have the counter pick.
Yeah, I mean, they could flex those Gragas into mid lane here. It could be the jungle, right? But it looks like it's definitely not going to be jungle there. The Viego is back into the mix. So we could be seeing Gwen go against Gragas in the mid lane, maybe. I think the CC would actually help going up against Gwen, trying to sort of like stun her growth in the early game. Because we saw in that game 1, even though they weren't able to get it to pop off, it still did a fantastic job to kind of try and get them to where they wanted to be, but it just wasn't the execution that they needed. And then Varus is actually going to be their pick into the farm lane.
Okay, interesting. So yeah, I'm assuming it is going to be Gragas mid then, as you mentioned. I think MRCY going into support and Varus going in the marksman. Oh, they're hovering Ambessa. Oh, they locked it in.
Hey, it's finally time. Last game of the day.
Last game of the day, we get ourselves an Ambessa. I'm excited for this one. I mean, I've had so much fun with playing Ambessa so many times. It's such a fun champion to play. There's just so much mobility, so much outplay potential as well. The one weakness is crowd control, but to be honest, there's not really too much on the side of ASV this time around. I think they have to be a little bit careful with what they're actually trying to go through in terms of the you have to try and dodge. There's still some skill shots to dodge, don't get me wrong, you know, like counter strike from Jax, Viego stun, Gragas stun, Varus. Actually, to be fair, there is quite a lot of crowd control. I probably
Yeah.
take that back. But yeah, I mean, with the mobility that Ambessa has, there are ways to dodge all of this crowd control. And there's so much mobility. But yeah, this is so cool to see finally Ambessa being played in the jungle. I didn't think we would see it today, but hey, we got high possibility that happens again. I think there's a lot of damage output on the side of No Mercy, but here we go. We are getting ready here for game number 3, the final game of today. One of these teams will be going home, and one of them will be going through to the semi-final tomorrow.
But yeah, like you said, I want to go back on that point where he was talking about the Gwen. But if you think about it, as well as the Aatrox, they've got quite a bit of a front line that they can use to kind of try and push away the Varus, or try and hone in on that single target that they want Ambessa to go onto. Because if you've got the dashes from the Aatrox and obviously the knockups as well, you've also got the dashes from Gwen, you've got the long range poke from her ultimate as well. And then once all that's already been like set off and activated, Ambessa can just fly over the wall and just like have your way with that single target that they've been holding in onto and just trying to abuse from the Aatrox and the Gwen. So I can kind of see that front line and the utility of both of these champions into the team fights could be pretty good at setting up the Ambessa.
Turn-up potential is going to be crucial in this game. You can see both junglers starting on the top side of the map. Ambessa trying to farm up, trying to get to that level 5. In terms of early game, I mean, Ambessa did receive that little bit of a nerf, which nerfed some of the cooldown of Ambessa. So the cooldown now is a little bit higher on her abilities, and then she doesn't get as much shielding anymore. Speaking of which, there's a lot of burst damage happening in the mid lane, but even with some of the nerfs, Ambessa is still extremely powerful with what she can do. But you can see the power farming coming through from the Viego right now. But a really good ward actually from No Mercy is going to spot out Viego on his bottom side. So they know where Viego is, and you can see Ambessa straight onto that the Scuttle Crab straight away and taking that away. Now the Viego sees it. It's like, okay, back to base I go.
Yeah, Aqua is going to play the jungle this time around as well, right? So Keizo is now going back down to the ADC as well.
It's role swap central.
Yeah, so Keizo was actually the Jackson game 1, right?
What's that, sorry? Wait, what?
Keizo was actually Jackson game 1. Like, he was there. He was there.
I think so. Oh.
I'm pretty sure it was. Okay. Oh,
Ambessa,
a lot of trades.
Gaming.
Ooh.
I don't think Ambessa's going to live that, though. Nope. I forgot you can still wade the Ambessa with Viego as well. Oh, God. Oh, this game sometimes. Viego killing Ambessa, then taking Ambessa's body and just dashing a million times. Oh, my God. That'd be insane. But yeah. Unfortunately, not getting the kill there, though, from Ambessa was a little bit unfortunate. But yeah, I can't remember who played what in game number 1 now, because I didn't think they would lane swap. So I can't even remember who was playing where, but... yeah, I mean, I guess they have that flexibility, but sometimes it could be a bit of a downside as well, because then you're not really focusing and you're not practicing one lane, you're practicing multiple lanes, which obviously takes a lot more time to get used to.
Maybe it's because it's their sub, right? Because it was the Oak who was their jungler in the first game, the Master Yi. So maybe because there has been maybe a switcheroo with the subs or something, maybe the Oak can't play in this one. So now it's relied on Aqua to try and fill those boots, and then everybody else has kind of had to move accordingly. But it seems like the Oak had a little bit more of a function, especially for that Master Yi, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's one of them possibilities where, you know, the Master Yi before, let's be honest, like, you got a lead, it looked good, and then it didn't look good. Oh, Gwen got a kill mid. Ambessa.
Yep, and there we go. Ambessa getting taken out by Viego there as well. There is the Nature's Grasp coming through onto the Ornn. It didn't quite hit onto the Gwen, which probably would have been the more crucial target, right? She was already pretty low. She is level 7, however, but that would have been the time where we could have saw the Viego to dive and pounce on the Gwen.
0-2 for the Ambessa, unfortunately. You're kind of seeing the weakness of Ambessa. Ambessa is a little bit squishy, so needs to be a little bit careful when she is dashing in. And you can see that if she does get locked down from the likes of Viego and also the MRCY with the point and click stun as well, it can be a little bit difficult. Kaizo not using the ultimate over the wall there. Did have an opportunity to maybe lock down the Ornn, but here we go. The Ambessa, is she going to jump in? Is she going to do enough damage? The Gwen is trying her best to try and get one kill, but here comes Ambessa. The reset time is the flash forward. Oh, Kaizo flashed it the wrong way. Kaizo flashed the wrong way, but still somehow made it work. He flashed the wrong way, but completely baited the Ambessa in the end and somehow got the kill. I have no idea how that worked.
I think it was all down to the Gragas, right? Getting that belly slap, was able to actually get the CC onto the Ambessa, giving over enough time for Varus just to do as much damage as possible to take down the Ambessa. But it still went at equal trades there for both of these teams in the mid lane. It could have gone either way. It could have gone, it's fair, in a more of a favor for No Mercy, because we saw Xayah actually doing a lot of damage onto the two that were in the mid lane at that point. And good. I think it's a good thing for ASV to just know when to retreat at that point, because they don't want to overcommit. They don't want to feed this Xayah once more, and she's currently already on 1-0-1 and already almost 1k ahead of the Varus for the enemy team. And we could see the Mimics go over to the side of ASV. I feel like No Mercy has set this one up a little bit better, right?
Yeah.
ASV did most of the work, and they've just come along and thought, you know what, we'll take it.
Thanks for the leash, I guess. We're going to be all 9 of the Mimics, I should say, being used for that mid lane. That's going to be a bunch of Tower Platons and a bunch of gold over to No Mercy. And No Mercy actually on the front foot in this game so far. More Mimics being used down in the bottom lane as well. I think Aatrox is the only one with the Mimics left. And Aqua did sneak into this bush, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do... Oh, really nice dodge there from the Gwen to dodge away from the Gragas ulti. And yeah, it's just going to be No Mercy taking the advantage with the Dragon and also the Mimics being taken away.
Yeah, being able to get 100% of that first wave of the neutral objectives is really good, and a nice position for No Mercy. And not only that, they have that 3k gold difference as well. Yes, they're behind on kills, but what's kills at the end of the day when you've got multiple objectives going in your favor, and then a 1v1 that's definitely not going in the favor of this Jax for now.
Losing top side, losing mid, losing bot lane. It looks really difficult at the moment for ASV to try and come back in this game. The Ornn Ultimate trying to catch out the Varus, but we're just going to be able to run away thanks to the Ghost, thanks to the extra movement speed. Now they're trying to get a play into the top side. Here comes Ambessa. Does she get the resets? Is she going to get it? She gets one reset, but can she get any more? Uses the second ability over the wall. Does she still have her ultimate? She doesn't, but she's trying to dash forward to try and take away some of the camps. And you're seeing kind of the mobility that Ambessa can bring, and maybe they can try and take this mid lane tower, but it's so difficult against the Varus.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of see the multi-function here of No Mercy. They're able to get a fight into the mid lane. They bait, they chain to corruption, which completely whiffs, but there is Viego with the dunk. But up into the top side, it is our Aatrox that's able to get that as well. So a kill for a turret, and they will take that any time of day for the side of No Mercy. They're not done yet. Gragas goes down. A barrel laughs. It's not quite what's happening for Gragas right now. A bit into the thick of it is Ambessa getting pushed away as well, living to see another day.
Gragas dashing in, trying to make a play, but unfortunately just loses his life for it as well. So it's just so back and forth at the moment. Again, it's the big win really at the moment is No Mercy with that 2,000 gold lead. Being able to get the top lane tower is now going to open up this mid lane tower thanks to their Mimics in the early game. And because they were able to get so many tower platons as well, you can see they have roughly 3,000, 4,000 gold lead at the moment right now for No Mercy, and they're going to try and snowball this. Another kill, another tower, sorry, in the bottom lane. And actually there's a kill looking to be happening in the bot lane as well. Gwen is actually in a 2v1 in the bot lane, and yep, Viego does get the kill in the end onto Gwen in the bottom side of the map. So really well played there to get another. Oh, and then Kaizo gets caught in the mid. So I mean, across the map right now, No Mercy are getting so many big advantages from kills to towers. They have all 3 outer towers already to 0 towers for ASV.
Yeah, a bit of a 1-for-1 trade across the map, but it seems to be that Aatrox is definitely just maintaining his lane. He's definitely playing the micro plays here, just keeping tending his chickens up into the Baron lane. He doesn't want to let that fall to Jax, because again, like we said in game 1, if you leave it open for the side of ASV, you know that Jax is just going to have his own way with it, especially with his Lantern. He's able to just work these turrets down super duper quick. And I think that's the whole thing that No Mercy has to realize, is that make sure that they don't allow Jax just to have his way with it, because he now has the Divine Sunder, so it's going to be a little bit more pressure onto the Aatrox, because it's the anti-health item. Aatrox, as we know, has a lot of health, but he's not letting that stop him. He has the Bramble Vest to kind of try and counter the strikes from the Jax.
Interesting goes for Oblivion Orb instead of Executioner's Calling. I mean, the Jax does do magic damage with his abilities, but most of the time you just want to auto attack and just use Executioner's Calling for the anti-heal. So bit of an interesting choice there. You can see Viego going for Trinity Force plus the Solari Charge Blade, so going for that more crit build, which has been very popular. Has been nerfed quite a few times though, so maybe isn't as strong as what it was before, but it's still very powerful. Looks like there's a play happening in the bottom side of the map, and Better, I believe, missed the ultimate, but does come back up very soon because you get that reduced timer, and that's another pick in the bot lane now for No Mercy. The dragon comes up in 10 seconds. They can just back off for now, go towards the dragon and try and create that pressure on the map.
Yeah, King Mars here on this Xayah looking to go for another no death run. Obviously, got either 2 or 1 deaths in the last game, but he's doing very well at
Jax
keeping himself at a very safe distance. Yes, Jax with the help of Viego, is it? Yes, Viego helps up. No, Jax and
it is Viego, but it's just Viego.
Yeah, he's turning to Aatrox. Yeah,
Yeah.
trying to confuse me there. I was like, hang on, what a minute.
I can tell.
I was like, oh, senior moment from Blam.
I knew he was having a struggle as soon as you looked at the mini-map and you were like, hold on a second, is that Aatrox for a second? There's a play in the bot lane. Ambessa's still cooking. Killing spree for the Ambessa now. A bit of a weak early game, but now Ambessa is really looking to get online now. Trying to dodge away from the Maokai ultimate. Still gets hit by the Maokai ulti and the Varus Chain of Corruption as well. And there's so much burst damage from this Varus, and it's actually turned things around here. Viego's going to try and dash on a triple kill for Aqua in the jungle. He's played ADC, he's played support, but now he's the main carry in the jungle.
Yeah, main carry in the jungle. I mean, this could be what exactly ASV needed to get back into this potential best-of-3 win, right? They had a very sore, very sour game 2. But game 3 is looking to be the creme de la creme for them. They were fighting on the back foot for a very long time. No Mercy having a solid first part of the game, especially with the help of the Mimics, right? Dropping them all down into the farm lane, the mid lane, sorry, was able to take down the mid lane T1 very quickly. And now we could potentially be seeing that turnaround that we've been waiting for ASV, just to activate, just to acknowledge that they're still in this. There's the barrel, the exploding casket comes from the Gragas, the root, the Nature's Grasp, only being saved by the status, but for how long? Ambessa goes down. Aatrox is fancying a little bit of blood for himself, but Maokai goes down thanks to the Xayah, and we're still getting some more going on. It is tit for tat. That is a 4-1 trade for the side of ASV, and they are coming back.
Oh my god, what an insane fight. And this game has suddenly turned on its head. No Mercy was the one with a 3,000 goal lead. They went and overextended in the bottom side of the map, and suddenly ASV have come back into this game. A few really big costing mistakes here from No Mercy has maybe cost them this entire game. They had such a big lead. They just needed to not overextend and not make any mistakes. That big misplay in the bottom side of the map, the Viego getting the triple kill, the Varus Chain of Corruption just walking straight into the trap, and now it's ASV. They were able to capitalize on the mistakes. They now have the gold lead, and they have the T-Hex running down mids.
Yeah, I think this is all going to be setting up for a pretty victory for ASV after a spine-breaking defeat in Game 2, right? That was just no way to come back for ASV. Draft diff. Not quite what they wanted, not quite where they wanted to proc. That damage of the turret just goes through so nicely, just like medicine for the side of ASV. They are taking it, and they are doing it with pride right now. We see that Orange trying to do his best just to clear those minion waves, but T-Hex is putting a lot of pressure there. They weren't able to take away that lonely cannon minion in the back lane. Chain of Corruption didn't quite land, but still, there is one member of Team No Mercy down, and it is that Xayah.
Oh, the Ambessa. Oh, no. The Ambessa gets completely caught. The reset mechanics right now are absolutely insane. Look at the Viego go into the ultimate, onto the backline as well. Aqua is really showing this game that he could be the main carry. He's going to tell his team after this game, don't put me on support, put me on the carry role, because I am the main reason that we are booking our tickets to the semi-final.
Yeah, tag me in, coach. I don't want to play Nautilus anymore. I want to just go straight in. Maybe that's a little bit of a good question there, right? Maybe the Nautilus was meant to be the jungle, but then they flexed it ever so slightly at the last part, and Aqua's like, crap, I'm no support. No, he couldn't do
stuck on
anything.
support.
Yeah, worst trade deal ever. But right there, putting some respect on his name on the Viego was Aqua. Definitely bringing back that game because it wasn't looking like it was going to actually be an easy defeat for the side of No Mercy. They had a solid early game. Going into the mid game was definitely in their favor, but then that team fight really won it for ASV.
Yeah, I mean the one mistake from No Mercy in that bottom side of the map, as you mentioned, they had the goal lead, they had the 3,000 goal lead. All they had to do was play safe. They make one mistake, and that's all it takes in a game of Wild Rift. A fast-paced game of Wild Rift, one mistake can completely turn the game around. And that one mistake in the bottom lane where the Ambessa and the Gwen were diving in gets completely caught out by the Varus ultimate, the chain of corruption spreading across the entire team, Viego getting the triple kill, then suddenly the gold is even, and then they win and then they win a fight around the Baron. Suddenly they're in the 3k gold lead and they have Baron, and at that point it's pretty much game over. So all it takes is just a